It's crazy to think that Marvel Rivals has been out for 3 months now. It's estimated there are over 40 million players, and that is easy to believe when queue times are about 3 seconds to an instant, whether in quick match or ranked. I thought I would make a video to see if the shine has fallen off of the game and if everyone just got overly swept up in the phenomenon. Let's start with the most important part of the game, the gameplay. I've never really played a hero shooter at length before, other than Black Ops 4, which is a big stretch, Team Fortress 2 when I was 14 years old, and Shinobi Striker. The last one on this list being an eerily similar style precursor to this game, actually. Thinking back on it, I loved Shinobi Striker, and that's probably a good reason why playing this game felt so natural, after only going through the tutorial in about 3 games. The gameplay in Marvel Rivals is buttery smooth. Everything feels so slick, and I think a lot of that has to do with a smooth frame rate. It has the feel of an MMO like Star Wars: The Old Republic. Shooting is maximum satisfaction. Every hit feels so tangible. You have amazing sound effects to go along with prompts on your crosshair. When you get a kill, it feels so impactful. Honestly, I can't say the same about Melee, which I feel is the weakest part of the game. Punches are so floaty, and I don't feel like they carry any weight behind them. The closest you can get is the thing bumping everyone up in the air. It's not game shattering, but it definitely feels a little lame. Destructible maps are also a huge reason why the gameplay loop is so fun. Almost everything can be destroyed, from walls to ledges. Your positioning as a strategist can quite literally collapse around you, forcing you to constantly change your location. There are also jump boost pads laid around maps, and the more creative you can get with them, the more success you will find. It's a satisfying gameplay loop that rewards you the better you get at it. One thing that I genuinely do not like about the gameplay is getting back into the action after a death. I understand that the time it takes for you to get back to what's going on is the punishment you take for dying. The point is to give the enemy team a chance to capitalize on the number advantage. My only issue is that characters do not run and have this half-hearted jog. It's boring and slightly frustrating to watch this take place. If they even created a running animation but kept the speed about the same, I think the optics of it all would make the game better. This is a very slight issue, but something I think about often when playing. The best part about the game is the cast, and it's not just the fact that it's Marvel, which obviously doesn't hurt. It's how different every character feels from one another. This applies to characters even within their own class, such as Venom and the Thing. Venom can swing away in emergencies to the backline to be healed, which is extremely powerful. Flying characters tend to feel the same, which is pretty, to be expected. There's just so much nuance applied to game modes that most people have been playing for years because you have to watch out for very different scenarios. It makes every matchup feel unique. There also isn't necessarily a modeled meta because nearly every character is usable. You don't see the same 5 or so characters in every match. Characters can be chosen to fit your play style. It also applies to switching characters within the same class to address different objectives. Team compositions themselves are also fascinating. Having 2 healers is pretty standard, but the rest is where things get interesting. In my time playing the game, I tend to think 2 healers, 2 tanks, at least 1 flying character plus whatever makes up a dynamic and dangerous team. The idea of building a competitive team introduces so many fascinating layers, which I think can keep the game interesting for a long time. This game sets itself to be part of high-level esports because it's so simple to follow, but so heavily skill-based on an individual level. But also when it comes to your role on the team, there are going to be epic individual moments in these tournaments because the results of these games come down to a few decisions. I will end this by talking about the monetary side of the game. I'm a geezer, and I just can't get into this battle pass stuff. I would almost rather pay $60 to be able to earn skins through leveling up, like unlocking weapons in COD 4 back in the day. From what I understand, you can earn in-game currency to buy skins, but I'm just sick of this multi-currency nonsense in modern video games. I deal with it enough by playing Dragon Ball Legends, and at this point I'm just kind of sick of it. The menus are all flashy, every other thing has a massive markdown in price. Just annoying, and at the end of the day, I don't care about emoting, tags, and all this other nonsense. I just want to boot up the game and hop into a few matches. But that is just how modern gaming works, and there's no going back now. Overall, I don't think this game will be another flash in the pan like Helldivers. This game will be around for a long time in the public eye because there are near limitless possibilities for characters and skins from the sheer amount of source material. I will use the cliche I have heard everywhere and say the new character announcements will be akin to Smash Brothers. The fact that new characters are free, at least so far, tells you a lot about the success of the game. You can hop in today and technically be on the same level as anyone else, regardless of the amount of money you have spent. You can't say that about every game in this genre. Dragon Ball Legends is quite literally gatekept behind a paywall. If you haven't checked it out, I can't recommend it enough. The fact that it is cross-platform is the cherry on top. Well, that's my thoughts. What do you guys think? Let me know in the comment section down below. Other than that, that's going to do it for today's video, and I will see you guys next time.